First up, I wanted to show you a weapon in South Carolina that an officer happened to confiscate off of a man with a gun call. Check this bad boy out. Is that not the coolest gun you've ever seen? Not only does it have the super high-speed tactical flashlight, it also has the super awesome tape modifications. Again, thank you, officer, for letting me use your picture, but we're going to need Karen to pop on over to your department to destroy that weapon of mass destruction. Wait a minute, it's Karen. Is she going to destroy it or make it more illegal? The first incident that we're going to talk about comes out of Omaha, Nebraska, and just bless this man's heart. He had a rough day. 25-year-old Thomas Hartman's day started out with him going into the Omaha Police Department and saying that his cousin had robbed him at gunpoint and stolen his cell phone and some cash. The officer said, "Shit, that's bad. Let's go detain the cousin." So they detain the cousin. The cousin's like, "No, I was at the mall during that time. Here, look, there's video evidence." And the officer said, "Oh shit, that's filing a false police report." So now Mr. Hartman is sitting in the police station in an interrogation room for filing a false police report, and he still won't tell them that he was filing a false police report, even though there's video evidence.
You just need to come clean, because I have video of him during the time of this robbery. He's on the other side of town.
Oh, but it gets even better. His 17-year-old girlfriend is in the next room, the next interrogation room, beside the one he's in, spilling the beans to police about how he makes her perform sexual acts for money.
Babe! Babe! Don't get that money and bomb me out, Jay Lee!
Oh, but wait, there's more. Mr. Hartman then puts a chair on the table in the interrogation room, and police believe he is trying to escape, so they rush in and detain him.
You're at the frickin' police station, man, and you just put a chair on the table and tried to get up in the ceiling.
They remove Thomas from the room. That's when a female technician comes in to take a look around, and she spots something on the floor. It's a little baggie of blow. She tells the officers go back into the ceiling and find 8 more baggies of cocaine. So Thomas went into the Omaha Police Department on his own accord with his 17-year-old hooker girlfriend, who he was the pimp for, with 9 bags of cocaine in his pocket to file a false police report. It doesn't get any better than that. Speaking of having drugs in your pocket, the next story that we're going to talk about comes out of jolly old England, where a man probably had some drugs in his prison pocket. You guys may have seen this story already. It's been trending on Twitter with the hashtag PooWatch because a man that Essex police thought had maybe swallowed some drugs or had some drugs in his prison wallet did not take a shit for 47 days. Prosecutors began worrying about the man's health after he refused to take a doo-doo for 47 days, and his charges have been discontinued. Pro tip for any of you drug dealers over in England: if you don't want to get busted, just remember, all you got to do is hold it in for 47 days and you're golden. I got another crazy little story for you right here, where security cameras in front of a house captured a police officer pulling up in front of a house, activating its lights, and then the officer getting out and speaking with someone in front of the house. The only problem with the police officer there, who's in the unmarked vehicle wearing a San Bernardino Sheriff's Department uniform, is 14 years old. Hell, he even had a duty belt with a real gun holstered in it. He walks up to the front of the house. He tells him that he's there to investigate a domestic disturbance. That's when the person inside the house closes the door on him. He turns around, gets in his car, and leaves. The homeowner follows him out, gets a description of the car, and then calls the real police and tells them what just happened. The next day, a sergeant with the Victorsville Police Department spotted the police car driving down the road. A traffic stop was initiated, and he detained the 14-year-old, who was still wearing the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department uniform. Of course, the police were like, "You're not supposed to have any of this shit, so we're going to get a search warrant for your house." Turns out he had a bunch of other shit in the house that he probably shouldn't have had, including ballistic vests, tasers, replica guns, and a lot of counterfeit money. It kind of looks like he wanted to be a cop, but I don't see that happening now. Sorry, little buddy. You never go full sheepdog. Hey, here's a good little story for you. Mike Tase Daniels.
Taser. 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 Oh, shit!
Oh my God.
Stay down. Stay down.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson.
Got him. Next thing I want to talk about that's a little old, but it was just brought to my attention. I didn't even know these things existed, and I totally thought it was a joke when someone sent this to me. So every state in America has safe haven laws where if you don't want your newborn baby and it's unharmed, you can drop it off at a police station or a fire station. A town in Indiana has created a drive-through, so it's much easier and faster to get rid of your unwanted baby. Place your baby inside the little box, and just like the bank, it goes shoo, and it sucks it back into the fire station. And it is a good thing because it probably keeps some women from taking their baby and putting it in a dumpster or something. All right, so we're going to talk about a shooting, and I'm going to do something a little different here so all my shooting videos don't get demonetized, but I can still have videos that make me a little bit of money. I'm going to talk about the shooting, but if you want to watch it, go ahead and click on that link that pops up above me. There will also be a link to this video in the description and comments below. The shooting that we're going to talk about today comes out of Fort Collins, where 26-year-old George Newman thought it would be a good idea to smoke a shit ton of meth and pop off around into the ceiling, where police were called on him. Fort Collins police arrived on scene where a woman came out and said that she knew who was inside the room, that he had a gun, and her 3-year-old child was also in the room. Newman opened the door holding a sawed-off shotgun. The officer was very patient with him and asked him to drop it a few times before the officer fired 2 shots, striking Newman in the chest, killing him. It looks like a clean shoot to me because there was a 3-year-old in the room and all Newman had to do was take his hand and go boop, point it right at the officer's head and pull the trigger. One last video I want you to take a look at before I get off here. I have 0 context for, but it is funny as hell.
They got you, sucker. Fucking loser.
Alright, so there's something we haven't done in a while, and that's a little bit of mail time. I've gotten some new patches and some other cool shit from you guys that we're going to give a shout out for right now. This is probably one of the cooler patches I've gotten because Mike sent me this, and he said he wore it on his first deployment with 10th Mountain Division. Really cool stuff, Mike. Thank you. Next patch comes from 470badges.com. It looks like they make badges and patches and challenge coins, but it says they're coming out with a new YouTube series called Angels Grove Police Department, the series, and they sent me a patch from their new series coming out on YouTube. Thank you very much, guys. I look forward to seeing what that's all about. Mr. Taylor sent me over a donut patch, Donut Police to protect the donuts. Awesome, thank you. From an anonymous sender, we have San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, and from Tim, we have Ohio State Patrol. Check this out, a handmade water buffalo notebook cover. This thing is pretty cool. Got some handmade leather coasters and a pretty cool copper mug that says Savage Gentleman. Go ahead and check him out at savagegentleman.com. They make some really cool stuff over there. Everyone, that's all I have for today. I hope your Monday is going very well, and please have a fantastic day.